Hey guys, it's me, Primetime Andy, and today I'm going to be reviewing multiverses. I'm going to emphasize that this is not a sponsored review, so hopefully you'll find it a little more trustworthy because I know a lot of big streamers and fighting game players are sponsored by multiverses, so it might be a little iffy, but if you enjoy the video, please make sure to thumbs up, subscribe, and I should be streaming right now on twitch.tv/primetimeandy by the time this is uploaded. So if you want to see more, go follow me there. Alright, with that, let's get on in the video. To start it off, if you're wondering what Multiversus even is, it is a platform fighter mostly centered around 2v2 fights with Warner Brothers characters. This features characters from the DC Universe, Adventure Time, Looney Tunes, and much more. Every character has a up, forward, neutral, and down attack, in the air and on the ground, and the same goes for special moves. One thing I really like about this game is that your jabs are cancelable not only from special moves, but also jumps and dashes as well, leading to some really fun, cool, and creative combos which you don't see in most kinds of platform fighters. However, where this game really shines and the main appeal of the game is the 2v2 mode. All I can say is that this is probably some of the most fun I've had in a fighting game in so long. Finally having a fighting game I can play with friends instead of against, or both, is such an amazing thing. I'm very glad that they've done this. It's such a good game. Yeah, I guess that's a bit of a spoiler alert, but I really like this game. I can already tell you from the 1 week I've played so far, I've already got over 40 hours, and I do not see myself putting this down. For reference, I play a lot of fighting games. Smash Ultimate alone, I've put over like 1,000 hours in the first year it came out. Strive, I've got over 700, and that's just the two like most played. So yeah, I would say it's a good game. However, it is not perfect, unfortunately, and that is stuff that I will get into in about a minute. But I will say that for the 1 week of this being like the early access of the beta, so like the beta of the beta basically, it is a very good product and definitely worth your asking price of 000, you know, so definitely check it out if you're on the fence. But with that, let's get into some other stuff. So I'm going to talk about the maps. I think there are about 6 maps right now. I think they're going to add one when I drop this video, which should be on the 26th, with LeBron James as well. So there's Batcave, Sky Arena, Trophy's Edge 1 and 2, which are basically the same map, but one of them splits it in two, so there's like a little gap in the middle. There's the Scooby-Doo Mansion, I believe it's called, or something like that. And there's the one map that I really do not like called Tree Fort. It is a 2-platform map, like one on top of each other kind of thing. But the main issue I have with it is that it is very small. And this gets exacerbated by Iron Giant, which we're going to talk about when we talk about the characters. But for now, I would say the maps, other than Tree Fort, are all pretty good. Some better than others, in my opinion. I think the more, like, I guess, traditional maps. You know, they got a map that's like a basically Final Destination, a map that's basically Battlefield. You know, those maps are pretty good and they work really well, especially since the 2v2. Because it's a 2v2 game, they made the maps bigger to compensate, which is very good. But Tree Fort is just such a bad map, and I hope they fix something with it. With that being said, let's move on to the characters. As of right now, there are 16 characters, and I believe 17 when this comes out with LeBron James. There is the Iron Giant, Taz, Velma, Arya Stark, Batman, Bugs Bunny, Finn the Human, Garnet, Harley Quinn, Jake the Dog, Rain Dog, which is a custom character made by the devs, Shaggy, Steven Universe, Superman, Tom and Jerry, and Wonder Woman. These are separated into, I believe, 5 classes, which is Bruiser, Assassin, Tank, Support, and Mage, all with various different stats, such as Assassins being faster and more damaging but squishier, Tanks being harder to kill, etc. Overall, I would say they actually did a really good job making interesting, fun, and balanced characters. That's why I actually think that, for the most part, this game is pretty balanced. notice how I said for the most part there. Well, there are two, well, I'll say more like 1.5 pretty big outliers, in my opinion. I think the main, like, so for most people, it's going to be Taz. He has this tornado move that is very spammable, and it kills at early percentages. But I'll tell you a little secret. If you're playing against a Taz that is spamming it to the point where it says attack decay, when you see that attack decay, you are able to air dash, cancel the knockback, meaning it won't be able to kill you. Now, the bigger, literal, gigantic problem, in my opinion, is, well, the Iron Giant. For some reason, the devs thought it would be okay to make a character that is like the size of like half of the map in a 2v2 game, and he has armor on a lot of his moves. He has a way to give himself infinite armor for like a short amount of time, which is just insane. And I really do think they need to look into him, because there are some not only just him being big and having massive AoE multi-hitting active moves, but also having like his down special just do 80% sometimes in one hit, and it's just impossible to get out of. It is insane. I really do think they need to tune him a lot, or maybe just remove him. Honestly, I really do not like the idea of having characters that big in a 2v2 game, but I'm not the dev, so yeah, watch out for Taz and Iron Giant if you're new. They might piss you off, honestly. But other than that, I actually think every other character is pretty good. I didn't notice anyone that was like exceptionally bad or like broken. Like, sure, there's obviously going to be metas and tier lists and all that. But right now, I think the game's actually already in a pretty decent spot, which is very surprising for a game that's in beta. As for the characters I like, I personally ended up enjoying a lot of Bugs Bunny and Finn. Bugs Bunny because he has really cool things he can do with like all of his moves, even though they all have really long cooldowns. There's some really cool kills you can get, some really cool setups, some really cool fun interactions that can happen with Bugs Bunny. Finn is awesome because he can just combo a bunch. He has the ability to buy items with gold that he gets. It's like if you've ever played Rivals of Aether, it's almost exactly like Shovel Knight, except he gets to buy speed boots, he gets a projectile shield, and he gets BMO, which is it's like a kill move basically. It gives you the BMO chop, and that has a bunch of knockback, and it's armored, I believe. So Finn was also a lot of fun. Those were the two characters I enjoyed the most. Other than that, I thought Rain Dog was pretty good, and Jake was pretty fun. Pretty funny character too. He gets to just do stuff. Overall, I would say that no matter who you pick, you'll be fine. You know, every character in this game is definitely viable. There's no over-tuned character so far, except for, like I said, Iron Giant and Taz. But Taz is already being looked into by the devs, they've said, so... and the Iron Giant, I mean, we'll see. But yeah, I hope that clarifies the characters for you. To top it off, I want to talk a bit about the stuff outside of the game, such as Battle Pass, perks and all that. For the Battle Pass, it goes up to 15, at least for now, and it's actually pretty good. You get, I think it's 3 like seasonal missions, which give you a bunch once you finish them, and then you get dailies, I believe it's 6 every day, and they reset at 8 p.m. EST. That gives you a good amount. So Battle Pass is pretty good. You get a good amount of rewards and skins and stuff. Each character can go up to, well, every character can technically level infinitely, but the rewards end at level 15. The rewards are like perks, badges, which tell you like how many wins you have with the character, stuff like that. So all in all, progression is pretty good. Speaking of perks though, perks are actually, I was a little concerned at first at how the perk system would work, but it ends up being pretty good. I think every character gets 3 or 4 they unlock free. At level 6, you can use your teammates' perks, which, if you both run the same perks, empowers them. And then, I believe, a little bit after that, you get to buy perks with your gold. which means you can't buy them with actual currency, thankfully. It's just gold, like in-game gold. So all in all, I actually think outside of the game, the progression is really good. And the netcode has actually been pretty solid all in all. There's been a few matches where it was like pretty bad and there's some desyncs, but overall it's actually been pretty solid, which is very surprising for a 4-player rollback. So in conclusion, I would highly recommend this game. It is a very fun time, especially if you can have a friend or 3 others just to battle it out. And yeah, the characters are awesome. The stages, while some better than others, are fine. And I would definitely recommend, like I said, picking it up with a friend. I think you get 5 free characters right off the bat too. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And that is all for me. Thank you. Bye bye!